So, Witch Queen is either out on your server right now or is coming out. And Witch Queen obviously enables the mono red team to be extremely good and lets it just basically flourish for seasons to come. And we do know that the new rill coming out, the season 10 rill, will continue to make the team good and allow for some pretty nice improvements to the team. So, we're going to be able to kind of go through all of that, talk about the teams, talk about how Witch Queen works exactly, which I've already talked about. For free to plays, I feel like the mono red team at this current point in time does seem to be probably the best, especially just because you get Witch Queen, and then if you re-get from custom banner, it's gonna work well. And obviously this is under the belief or like the thought that you already have Black Asta, right? So there we go for that. Let's talk about Witch Queen. What does she do? She's a red healer to start off, and she's at 104 speed. So at least she's going to be higher than most DPS. Okay, since DPS are at 103 speed. Let's go into her skills. Skill 1 just heals defender by 15%, applies bleed. Skill 2 has a 50% chance to apply poison, bleed, and burn on every separate enemy. So it's a 50% chance separately, so it could happen that 2 units get the 3 DLTs and 2 units do not get the 3 DLTs. Now the ult is what really allows her to be good. So what it's going to allow is for, first of all, 3-turn bleed is pretty cool. I mean, it's the first 3-turn DLT we've seen. Now it also allows lifesteal to all allies for 2 turns. 50% lifesteal is honestly quite good. And the main reason why it's gonna work is because of the last one. Sets the HP of one ally with the highest defense to 30% of max HP. Now, what could we get from that? Black Asta has there's his passive, where when he falls below 40% HP, he gets anti-magic. And Witch Queen puts him at 30%. Because Asta is the defender, he's going to have the highest defense, and obviously a built defensively good Asta is going to be doing more damage when in the anti-magic state, right? So that's how you use Witch Queen. She also has a pretty much a full heal on her combo, but you're not using that. So this is like the main thing that you're going to be using. It makes Witch Queen very, very good, right? That is the main thing. His her skills are very good, right? Now they get much better because of the passives. So we're gonna start with the LR passive. What it does is when you're on mono red, which is the main reason why you want to play mono red, you get the Crimson Blood buff, where she gives immortality to defenders. Which, I mean, does that make sense? Why exactly you're using Black Asta, right? So basically, yes, you put Black Asta to 30% of his HP, but he has immortality for that one turn, and until he goes, he can't be stunned. So keep that in mind. Now, his dupes. Do you need to dupe her out? Bro, pronouns are not working for me today. Oh my god. Especially because they keep on referring to Witch Queen as a him. That stayed in my brain. So, dupe 2. At the start of every turn, grants all allies 10% of own max HP as HP recovery for each DLT inflicted on an enemy. Now, you gotta remember, you could get up to 12 DLTs from this. So that would be a 120% heal. And then besides that, if you're running someone like Halloween Charmy, well, guess what? She could apply even more burn, so you could get a bunch of heals just from that. So the 2 dupe, I would say if you want to compete in high levels, would be needed, not max dupe, because it just adds a lifesteal increase amount, which it's nothing crazy, but this for sure is very good, right? So 2 dupes if you really want to, push it, is not a horrible idea, I guess, not at all. I mean, there's really nothing wrong with going for it. Now, next up, let's go into the skill pages. So, this one is probably the best one for her. Puts the reduced HP recovery received, which isn't bad. I mean, it's a pretty decent debuff, all things considered. But mainly, why it's good is for this, you have a pretty good chance, 40 up to 100% chance of getting a defense increase. Now, this is able to be stacked with Black Asta's buff, because Black Asta's buff is a level increase and this is just a percentage increase. So this is going to be extremely strong to stack against when you get hit by someone taking bleed, which is going to happen usually after turn 1. So, there you go. And you got to consider this could happen multiple times too. Especially if it's AoEs, you just get hit by someone with bleed and you have a 40% chance, it's pretty good. Now, if you don't want that, you could put an HP one, obviously to get her more heals if you have her at 2 dupes, okay? If you have her 2 dupes. Now, if you don't have her at 2 dupes, just run this one, get the increased defense, and I mean, you're chilling. Make her more defensive. All 4 of these work. I mean, if you want to change some, sure you can, but I would say these are the 4 main ones that I would recommend using all in all, right? Besides that, there would be some good ones, but they're defender skill pages and stuff like that. Now then, as for the talents, there's a couple different ways you could go about it. I would say this one is pretty good, right? Just getting the debuff immunity when you fall below and the defense. But if you want more heals, you could for sure go for this, right? So you get the extra 5% HP and then the defense every wave, but that's not really going to come into play. So I would recommend really these two personally. Now on top, you could just put damage delta and crit damage. It's not that important, but for now, it's Black Asta, so I'm just going to put it back to how it was. And it would be these two. So it would be these two. And then here, I would say the resilience is probably the best. You could also put the HP recovery received increase because obviously Witch Queen is a healer. So, you know, you could go for these two, and that's probably like the way I'd go for it. Here, defense or crit res works. Wait, no, crit res is here, my bad. So here, defense works. It's defense or damage res 2 would not be bad because you're on Black Asta's team. So either defense or damage res. On top, attack, whatever, accuracy if you want. I don't really, it doesn't matter. And then here, crit res, HP especially would work the best. And that's basically how I'd go about Witch Queen's talents. Now then, as for gear, there's two different ways you could build her. So you could either build her with a full HP build if you're really trying to hone in on the heals. Now the problem with this is you want to make Witch Queen quicker than Asta. So if you don't want to go for that, you could also go for this. If I could try and find the gear piece set, I am pretty sure it is this one. No, it is this one. So the other way you're able to go about it, I'm not going to click on it, but it's one of these two, okay? Now, please note, you have 2 HP ones here, okay? 2 HP and not a defense. So you're going to put the 2 rectangle attack, well, attack, then you're going to put the defense, the 2 squares, and then 2 HP pieces, okay? Now, that's the 2 ways that you're able to build it. Either full HP with 2 set speed or 4 set speed, right? Let me just show you guys again. 4 set speed, but with 2 HP pieces, okay? Now, as for these substats, defense, HP, crit res are the 3 main ones. Damage res 2. So I would go HP, defense, crit res, and then damage res. Those are the 4 main ones that I would go for. Prioritizing HP the most, for sure. HP and defense the most. Now, accessories, you would, if you have an HP one, put it, but if not, defense works just fine. Now then, this is the standard Witch Queen mono red team that you will see, and at the moment, the best one, okay? Yuno applies the silence turn 1 on mono red. He is the quickest unit in the game. Witch Queen obviously gives the heals at Dupe 2, which I do recommend if you're really trying to build this team. You could get that over time, remember? And also, obviously, for anti-magic on Black Asta, and obviously we know Black Asta is crazy, has the immortality because of Witch Queen, and Charmy's going to apply more DLTs. Remember, 2 dupes equals more heals because every DLT is 10% HP from Witch Queen for everyone, right? Now, Charmy also has immortality, which is very strong, very, very strong. So please do keep that in mind, that even if she's dead, once she uses her ult, she's like, she at least will get some damage and no matter what. Now, obviously, I know a lot of people don't have Yuno and Charmy. Now, if you're trying to build this team long term, I suggest going for Yuno. He's going to be very good, and he will come back in the custom banner at some point. So please just keep that in mind. But if you don't have them, I mean, there's some variations that you could for sure make. Now, the 2 units that I see the most, well, 3. We'll say first of all is Finral. Finral is going to be able to actually, well, speed up the team and let Witch Queen go crazy with Asta first. You could also see Charlotte. And then also, I would say Noelle's not half bad. The barriers are not horrible on this team at all. So those are the 3 main units for now. Now, besides that, there is the new Rill coming out, right? The new Rill is coming out. He is a Season 10 Rill. This unit right here, right? He is going to be the next red supporter. And he would go right into this spot, okay? So you would have Yuno in the first slot. Wherever Yuno is. Let me try and find Yuno. You would have Yuno. And if your Yuno is at 2 dupes, right? Minimum. Either 2 dupes or as max skill page or both, right? Once you start getting to that point, Rill, I'm just going to put the other Rill, but I'm talking about the new red Rill and not green Rill. Okay, so the red Rill would be very good. Okay, he gives amazing supports, increasing 100% mobility, damage reduction, and speed increase. So in general, for this team, he will be just a better version than Finral, if we're being honest. So please do keep that in mind. There's a couple variations, but Finral's a good unit, Charlotte's a good unit, Rill will be a good unit, and Noelle would be a good unit to replace. But Witch Queen and Asta are obviously kind of mandatory. Now, besides that, you could also run a double tank team with Witch Queen, and this is going to give you enough damage reduction to make it to where Witch Queen's going to be able to use her ult. Asta is still going to be well protected because Mario has the taunt and everything, so it's going to be hard for people to really get to Asta. Witch Queen's going to be able to get off her ultimate, and then Asta is going to be able to cook on this team. This is a future team, and then also another future team. is going to be with Zora, and then I mean Charlotte or something, right? Nothing like too crazy, but you know, Zora with Asta works very well because Zora gives a 245, no, 275% defense increase, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's 275. So teams like that are going to be good. 275, 245. Okay. So like this is like Witch Queen Austin, then you really build off of that. You could even run I mean, no, these are like the main teams. You don't really want to run too many other types of teams with Witch Queen and Asta, but Witch Queen in PvP is only good if Black Asta is there. So keep that in mind. These are some mono red teams and some other teams that Witch Queen's going to work very well with now and in the future. So please keep that in mind. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.